Aaron's in the other room. I think he can hear me.
Welcome to Monday Mornings with Kyle Reed, the only weekly show that, despite the name of the show, it is not actually filmed on a Monday. It is Friday night. I am making tacos. Don't think I forgot the mug, by the way. We got a cat, not on the menu tonight, but there is a cat. His name's Echo. There we go. Wasn't lying about the cat. This is a no notes episode, by the way. Fans of the show would know a no notes episode means that that means I'm really going through a crisis. I've had recently this revelation, right? My Be Real video is kind of hitting the algorithm a little bit 1 year after I've made the video. Shout out to anyone who found my channel through the Be Real video and is continually to watch this channel, because it is not the same channel anymore. The Be Real video picking up in the algorithm kind of sent me into this kind of spiral of, you know, I gotta be doing more videos like that. Be Real video, the Bobby video, the boxing video, those videos are fire, right? Oh shit, I think I fucked up. I definitely fucked this up. And then my thought process was like, if I would have like kept with those ideas on the channel, I feel like my channel would be in a very different position. But at the same time, I don't think that really matters. I've been thinking a lot about why, dude, I fucked this up. Holy shit. I've been thinking a lot about why I make content. Shout out to Dillo Pillow. I watched his video about it. I don't want to go too deep into this concept about why I make content, because I think it's a good thing to talk about in the future. Entertain, inspire, and impact. Those were the three I's. If entertained was spelt with an I. Those would be the 3 I's of why I create content. And we'll go deeper into that in a later video. And I feel like this show doesn't necessarily hit all of those I's. So I was thinking maybe I gotta do more videos like the Be Real video. But those videos are so hard to make, man. And like, I don't know if I really have the time to do that. Because I think something that I really struggle with, I've talked about this in the past, something I really struggle with is stress. I really like to put a lot on my plate, even though I probably shouldn't put as much on my plate as I do, you know? Oh, fuck. Did that capture on camera? The onion just shot at me. I get stressed really easily, and the only one who puts that stress on me is me. I also have noticed, especially with my job, I stress myself out about things that I don't need to stress myself out about. No one's gonna die if something gets not done on the due date, you know? So I stress myself out with my own shit all the time. I keep stacking things on my plate, you know? I feel like a normal person, when releasing an album, wouldn't go, okay, yeah, I'm gonna make a music video for every single song on this album. The videos are gonna be kind of complex. They're gonna take a little bit of time to make. I feel like that's not a thing that a normal artist would do, while also actively trying to make more music, so that way after this album gets released, they have something to release next. So like, I'm constantly trying to make music, constantly trying to make these music videos, and constantly also trying to produce this show. A few weeks ago I mentioned DJing as if I was trying to learn how to DJ. It's still a thing that I want to do. Since I started my journey in DJing, I've only practiced twice. This kind of ties back into making these videos, right? These videos are so easy to fit into my schedule, and I feel like they're entertaining. I feel like the one thing that's missing with these videos is the impact. These videos aren't very exciting to the average viewer, I feel like. And I also feel like they're not as impactful, but at the same time, as I'm speaking at this out loud, some people's gotta relate to this type of shit, right? I can't be the only one who's in a good spot in life, but not where they wanna be in life, and is stressed about that fact. That's what I'm stressed out about. Because it's not that I'm stressed out about where I'm at in life in like the general sense. I'm doing fucking phenomenally. The only stress that I put on myself is the fact that I want to be doing this for a living. As much as I love my job a lot. It's not really, I'm down here, by the way. It's not really what like I want to be doing in 5 years. I want to be making content, making music, entertaining people full time, and that's what's stressing me out. And I put a lot of stress on myself about it because I think I'm really the only one who can put that stress on me. No one's gonna tell me like, dude, you have to upload every single Monday. No one's gonna tell me like, dude, you have to make a music video for every single song. No one's gonna force me to do that but myself. There's no deadline for that set by like a client that's paying me to do it. It's just me. I treat it very much so like a job. Very much so, where I have deadlines. I try to hit these deadlines. Pat myself on the back here, I do hit these deadlines, but I do undergo a shit ton of stress to do it. It's not necessarily a bad thing. Something that I should go to therapy for, if we're gonna go down the therapy route. Anyone who's had thoughts about going to therapy should probably go to therapy. And I am in that boat. I can't say anything because I have been thinking about going to therapy for years and I haven't gone to therapy. I understand the value of it. I 100% understand the value of it. Let me grab the cilantro here before I continue to this conversation. We're getting into some pretty deep shit on this Friday night. I've thought about it. You know, I really want to go to therapy. In the long run, I think going to therapy is would be a really beneficial move. It is the act of finding a therapist that I actually would enjoy talking to, because that's another thing too. You might not find the right therapist on the first try, you know, you might have to shop around if you have the privilege to. And then once you find the right therapist, you got to go to that therapist every week or every other week. I feel like in my schedule, I don't have time to do that. The word productivity has very loose meaning. I feel like, you know, something might not actually feel productive, but still is productive. Like relaxing, for example, especially for a guy like me who does nothing but work all the time. Relaxing is a very productive thing, but it doesn't feel productive. So therapy is one of the things that would be very productive, but it wouldn't feel productive to me. Going to the gym is another example where I get stressed out when I go to the gym. Look how tiny these limes are, by the way. These limes are like hella tiny. Me saying that I get stressed out when I'm not doing anything other than sitting at the computer working is kind of a lie, because last weekend I took an edible and I watched Looper. I had a great fucking time. Because also then the next day, it was a Sunday, and I was like spending a lot of time watching YouTube on that day. I just felt so fucking guilty, dude. I hadn't finished editing that week's Monday Mornings with Kyle Reed. So like I was just sitting there watching YouTube and I was feeling so guilty, and that's not productive. That's not productive. You gotta allow yourself to relax if you're going to relax. And I feel like that's something that therapy would teach me how to do. But then we get back into the spiral of therapy is not me sitting at my desk, therefore it is not productive. And I think that's just something I gotta get over myself. This is a crazy hack, by the way. If you have these little deli things and you're making like street tacos like this, cut up your cilantro and your onion, put it in the deli container, just shake that shit up, dude. We're gonna take a quick intermission, guys, while I clean up this cutting board and get my meat out. Can you imagine if this was live, dude? I would probably kill a live stream, man. Pan first, always ideal. Carne asada, authentica from Trader Joe's. This shit goes hard. You gotta cut it open with a tiny knife. You guys still see me over there? What I do Echo, what are you doing, dude? They come in like these like sections of meat. I get my knife and I just cut it into cubes. You know what has also been a stress factor? Music. I feel like I've got this grand idea in my brain of where my life needs to be, and because I'm not there yet, I get really stressed out about it. And I think, okay, what can I do to do that? What can I do to get there? Which isn't necessarily a bad thing, because it does push me forward. So on the topic of music, I'm releasing these songs. People aren't really listening to them. You know, people are listening to them, but people aren't. I mean, I got like 100 monthly listeners on Spotify. So I'm thinking, how do I get more people to listen to these songs? So I been doing a little bit of research, you know, trying to figure it out. I was reaching out to, you know, shout out to De La Pillow again. I was reaching out to him because I know he manages a few artists, and he's like, here's what I do. Go in and find like similar artists and find out what playlists they're on, and then reach out to those playlist curators. And I said, dude, that's a fucking banger idea, man. I'm gonna start doing that. I've been doing all this research on like where to find these playlist curators and stuff. To my credit, I've made some progress. I say kind of because I haven't reached out to anyone yet. I've just been kind of researching the best way to find these curators. And to my credit, once again, patting myself on the back here, I've been waking up earlier every single day, except this week. This week's was kind of weird because I went to my friend's bachelor party, and so like my schedule is kind of all fucked up because of that. But I've been waking up at 5:30 every weekday. Well, that's the goal. Technically, I've only done it twice so far. My idea is that I wake up at 5:30. I have to go to work I start work at 7:30. I spend the first 2 hours of my day getting ready, making breakfast. And while I'm eating breakfast, I've got some time to find and reach out to these playlist curators. That's the idea. That stresses me out too. I don't think stress is necessarily bad. I think it just depends on where your stress is coming from. There's definitely good stress and bad stress. This was a huge topic of conversation in my life at the end of last year. Probably a good thing to revisit this year as I'm doing all these different projects. I feel like I've experienced both ends of the sword. Before I started working for Fifth Element, which is the company that I work for, I was working for In-N-Out, and my stress came from a lot of like financial stress, of like living basically paycheck to paycheck. I would consider that bad stress. this because not only was I living paycheck to paycheck, I was working in what I would consider a dead-end job. I was trying to build this career in content creation. My life was not where I wanted to be, and I was very stressed out. I set really, really high expectations in terms of how things are going to perform. I was going to say that I think that comes from being a YouTuber, but to be honest, that's always been a part of my brain. I would make music out in high school, and I always thought every single album I was going to make was going to blow up on Bandcamp or something, and I was going to be the next car seat headrest. It's just hard not to put your heart and soul into something and not think that it's going to be the next big thing, especially when you do it, like you spend so much freaking time on it. It's one of those things where it's like if it was easy, then everyone would do it. And I think that's what, at the end of the day, is gonna make this, whatever this is, come into fruition for me, is that, you know, it's not easy, but I still do it. I wouldn't do it if I didn't enjoy it. This is what I want to be doing. Could you imagine, dude, me trying to produce a video every single week while trying to produce 12 music videos for this album that are coming out, while trying to produce more music? Can you imagine me trying to do all this shit if I didn't like it? I wouldn't be able to do this if I didn't like it. There's deeper reasoning behind why I do this type of shit, but at the end of the day, I do it because I like it. I find it fun. Just the act of creating something that wasn't in existence before, the act of doing that and putting it out in the world and seeing people react to it, that's really cool. I'm glad I made this video because I was really about to pivot. I have a whole list of video ideas that I've made. There's like hundreds upon hundreds of video ideas in the style of the Be Real, Bop It, and boxing video. I haven't looked at it in a year, but I was like, this whole week I was going through it again, and I was like looking at it, and I was like, all right, maybe I can make that one. Maybe I can make that one. So those videos are so hard to make. They take so much time, so much effort, and I don't have that time and effort right now. As much as I'd like to make some really fun shit, like in reality, I want to make shows, dude. I want to make documentaries. I want to make shows. I want to make shit that like is super cool and memorable. Something that you can look at and go, that took a lot of time and effort, and it's like a complete finished product of 8 months of effort. All right, I'm done cutting up the meat here. Actually, there's still little pieces. The problem is with this Trader Joe's meat that there's a lot of fatty pieces. And if you're like me, you don't like a lot of fatty pieces. I personally don't like a lot of fatty pieces. So you kind of have to trim around the fat. But no, yeah, I mean, like I said, so I was going through all my previous video ideas, trying to figure out which one I can do. And I think at the end of the day, I just don't have fucking time to do it, man. This show is so easy. This show makes my life so easy. And you know what? If I'm getting people subscribing to the channel from the Be Real video, expecting more videos from the Be Real video, they're just dead subscribers because they're not watching my content, then who gives a shit, you know? I don't have anything to prove. I don't know why I always think in my brain I've got something to prove. I don't got anything to prove. I can say more shit than the people who aren't doing it. At least I'm trying to accomplish my dreams, you know? I just get stressed because like it's not immediate, you know? It's not, I want that immediate fucking dopamine. I want the views. I just want to be able to do it full time. But I think also it'll happen when it's meant to happen, you know? I mean, I definitely couldn't go full time right now anyway. Like I can't leave the company that I'm at right now. That it'd be fucked up because I'd be screwing over the guy who runs the company. The guy who runs the company is one of my best friends. And he's given me a really good opportunity. But also, that makes it seem like I don't enjoy my job. I really love my job. I really do love my job. It's just that, you know, as I mentioned before, like this is what I want to be doing. We're cooking the meat, by the way. We've transitioned from the cutting station to the cooking station. I'm not going to move the camera. Because honestly, if you are still around after all that rambling, you're not gonna give a shit about what the camera looks like. You're just here to listen to me talk. Let's be honest, guys. Let's be real here. Could you imagine, right? If the music channel popped off, okay, my music review channel, if that popped off even more than it did, in the sense of like the music channel doing music reviews made me full time. And then I realized, well, maybe I don't wanna be doing music reviews. And then I switched to this show and I saw that dip, that'd be bad. That'd be so bad. That'd be even more stressful than it is right now because in that scenario, I would be relying full time on content creation. And if I saw the dip in views, that's dip in revenue. That would be so freaking bad. I'm actually grateful that I'm not full time right now. This was a very productive video. Is this what therapy feels like? Not that I was really like stressed out about the fact that I wasn't full time. It was just like, I don't know, man, I feel like I've got something to prove to somebody. I don't know who. I think just the fact that like I've been trying for so long and it hasn't happened yet kind of gets to me a little bit, but it's fucking whatever, dude. I'm just doing it because I enjoy it. At the end of the day, I would like to do it full time though. At the end of the day, that is the goal. At the end of the day, that is going to happen. That is going to happen, dude. Mark my fucking words, it's going to happen. I'm not going to give up until it does, because if I do give up, then I would never forgive myself. This is the longest episode I've filmed. I've been filming for 52 minutes right now. When future Kyle goes to edit this video, he's gonna be like, what the fuck is this guy yapping about? I think I've said this before, is that I really feel most comfortable in front of a camera. This whole therapy session that just went down for the past 54 minutes, that was just straight up me, just like talking from the inside, man. This meat's almost done. I just realized I was gonna cut the cameras when the meat was like done, but like I gotta show you guys the finished product. That would like really suck if I went through this entire time cooking this meal and I didn't show you the finished tacos. We're running with 6 tacos. So this is the great thing about cooking food just for yourself. 12 taco layers. We got 6 taco layers on the plate. 6 more in the taco layer cover. Use half the meat. Rest of the meat tomorrow. Don't forget this. This has been chilling here this entire time. Our little concoction. I'm moving to Oregon. That's a topic to discuss in a later video. This was kind of fun. I had a lot of introspective moments in this that I wasn't expecting to have. Here's what you gotta do if you're gonna do the deli cilantro thing, the deli container cilantro thingy. You don't wanna put your fingers in there because then it's just kind of weird. You really don't wanna put your fingers in there. So you get your spoon, you stir that shit up, and use the spoon to grab the perfect amount of cilantro and red onion. And you place that bad boy on the taco. We're gonna get the lime. Something I forgot to mention in the steps, if you're following along at home, you also wanna squirt lime into the pan that you're cooking the meat in. And there you go, boys and girls, and anything else. We're inclusive here. Bam, tacos. Camera 1, you see that shit? Camera 2, you see that shit? Bingo, baby. If you stuck around for this entire video, I appreciate you more than you know. Let me know if you stuck around for the entire video. Write in your comment, it's taco time, baby. We're eating good tonight if you stayed for the entire video.